What's going on, guys? I had to keep deleting over and over again. Crap. But I'm in the book of Job right now. Now I'm rushing. But I'm in the book of Job right now, and this is about God as judge. So of course God is the judge, because He's the heaven. He made the heavens and the earth. So why wouldn't He be the judge? People live life like they won't be punished for what they do. So I'm just making this video as a wake up call to anyone who thinks that or just for people who just just to reflect that God, he passes out judgment, and this judgment, it isn't always, it's not sweet. So it's just me to you to try to save you from yourself, which we all need saving from God. So I'm gonna start from verse 17, probably end at like verse 27, and this is about Job. This is Job talking to God, praying to God, basically. And it says, how oft is the candle of the wicked put out, and how oft cometh their destruction upon them? God distributeth sorrows in his anger. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. God layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For what pleasure hath he in his house after him, when the numbers of his months is cut off in the midst? So for it's basically saying for the forefathers' sins, we like this generation, we go through it because of what our forefathers did, like idolatry, things like that, murder, witchcraft, and things like all the extra dumb stuff. Just things that weren't pleasing to God, and we suffer for it. And this goes for anybody, whether you white, black, brown, green, whether you African American, Mexican, Latino, Caucasian. We all are affected because of what our ancestors did. So that's another reason why we should stick together, because it's bigger than you, and it's bigger than the races. It's really bigger than race. But this way of this world just got us, fighting one another, destroying one another. That shouldn't even be the main focus. But it says verse 18, they are stubborn as before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. God layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction. He shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For what pleasure hath he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? Shall any teach God knowledge, saying he judges those that are high? There can be high in authority, power, influence. This says, shall any teach God knowledge, saying he judges those that are high? One dieth in his full strength, being wily at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. So that sounds like, a guy who is full of strength, and not breaking down. Like versus a poor person that's facing like demonic oppression and poverty. Their body is, breaking down because of the elements the forces that's against them. So it seems like the forces of this world work better for people who just don't care about God. That's just what it seems like. So says verse 23, one dieth in his full strength, being wily at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. So that sounds like well nourished. It says, and another dieth in bitterness of his soul, and never eateth with pleasure. So either way, you can become bitter from being on top, or you can be bitter from being low. Not being in control of your life, living under stagnancy or poverty. That can make you bitter as well, and that's also another way for you to become like falling under destruction. So either you so the rich man is either going to feel it, and even the person that's in bitterness because of his situations. God gave us the ability to get out of these, but we don't welcome him into our lives, and or we don't walk after the spirit, but we walk in the flesh. So we praise the things that's in the world when we should be putting our attention into the things that's in the spirit. So that's like giving wisdom, helping the poor, helping one another out, exhortation, spreading love, having forgiveness for your brothers and sisters, even if they slap you. You say you're supposed to turn around, give them the other cheek. We all know that's easier said than done. But that's what you're supposed to do, because it's like it's releasing yourself from being tormented when you got unforgiveness in your heart. So that it also destroy you, you know. And says, and another dieth in bitterness of his soul, and another eateth with pleasure. So that sounds like gluttony, more like gluttony, a person that eat with pleasure, with no type of discipline. Just eat all day, stuffing himself because he can. And it says, they shall lie down alike in the dust, and the worm shall cover them. Behold, I know your thoughts, and the devices which ye wrongfully imagine against me. For ye say, where is the house of the prince, and where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Have ye not asked them that go by the way? And do ye not know their tokens, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction? They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. So this is why it seems like wicked people just not, like not being held accountable for what they're doing. Because God got a big wake-up call for them. But in the midst of all that, it's like we, people that aren't wicked suffer more than the wicked do, because they go around thinking they untouched. And God, he has his ways, So we shouldn't walk in the counsel of wicked. So that's why you must pray for the youth, man. These people just really support murder, killing, and things like that, drug dealing, because there'll be a calamity to it too, as well. It's wicked, man. So it says, verse 31, who shall declare his way to his face, and who shall repay him what he hath done? Yet shall he be brought to the grave, and shall remain in the tomb. The clouds of the valley shall be sweet unto him, and every man shall draw after him as they are innumerable before him. How then comfort ye me in vain, saying your answers there remaineth falsehood? So falsehood is like, remaineth falsehood. That's something that's not authentic. It's not of God. Vanity things that's really not of the kingdom of heaven. That won't bring you to into heaven, really. It just destroy you on the road to destruction. Things that are vain will bring you into the road of destruction. So that's like money and riches. You live your whole life in being comfortable. Yeah, man. So that's all I got for today. Stay blessed, stay strong. Make sure you pray for your brothers and sisters. Always care for one another. Be positive, and just always think of the positive things that's of God. That's all I got to say. So peace, guys.